If you're interested in learning how to make shorts, then this video is for you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Onyechi Evangeline Choma, and these are the measurements needed.
I'm going to mark a line here that will serve as my waistline. So I will label it waistline. Then because I'm going to fix a band of 1.5 inches, so I'm going to leave 1.5 inches here for the band. Then I will measure my crouch depth, which is 10.5, my hip divided by 4. This is the depth of my crouch. So I'm going to connect this line with a straight line. So next is to get my hip measurements, which is usually between 8 to 10 inches depending on yours. So I'm using 9 inches for this project. And I'm marking from here, leaving 1.5 inches. So after marking, I went ahead to connect the line. This is my hip line. Then I have my crouch line. So I'm going to mark my hip divided by 4 across these lines. My hip divided by 4 is 10.5. I have 10.5 here. I have 10.5 here. And I have 10.5 here. So I'm going to square a line across. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to insert my thigh measurement on this my crouch line. So, and it's 26 inches. I'm going to divide it by 2, not 4. When divided by 2, I should have 13 inches. So I'm going to mark 13 inches here. Then you can come up here by 2 inches or 1.5 inches depending on how big your client is, or 1 inch. So I'm coming up here by 1.5 inch. Then I'll go ahead and connect it. So after connecting it, I'm going to come in here by 1/2 inch. At the waist side, come in by 1/2 inch. Then you connect it. So after that, next thing you are going to do is to take your waist measurements divided by 4. I'm working with waist of 32 inches. Divided by 4 is 8 inches. This is my 8 inches for my waist, the circumference of my waist. Then if you want to add that to it, you can go ahead and add your that, but I won't be adding that to the front panel. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to my hip line using a very nice curve. So next is to get the midpoint of this my crotch line. 13 divided by 2, I should have 6.5. So I'm going to come down to the length and mark 6.5 and square a line across. So after squaring a line across, the next thing you do is to determine how tight you want your short to be. So I'm going to be reducing it by 1 inch from both sides. Then after that, I will go ahead and connect to this crotch line.
So you can come down by 1 inch just as seen on the screen, then connect the line to your waistline, so by that way you are creating a slant. So after that, next is to cut out your pattern, and that's it.
So next, after cutting it out, the next thing you do is to insert your pocket. So I'm going in with 1.5 inches. So you can go in by 2 inches depending on what you want. Then I'm going to also come down here by 7 inches. This is my 7 inches. Then I'm going to connect these two ends together using a very nice curve. Alright, so for the back panel, I have my pattern paper set, and I have the first panel that I drafted. That's the front panel. I have it on a fresh pattern paper, and I have space here, and I also have space towards the side and this other side for allowance. So what I need to do now is to extend this line, the crouch line. So I'm going to extend it by at least 3 inches, but I'm using 2 inches for my own extension. So I'm going to mark 2 inches here, then I'm going to mark 1 inch here, then connect the line using a very nice curve. So after that, I'm going to come up here by 1 inch, come out here by 1 inch, and extend my line here by 1 inch. You could use more than 1 inch, depends on how big your client is. Then I'm going to retake my waist measurement here. So my waist measurement is 32 inches. When divided by 4, I should have 8 inches. So this is my 8 inches. It should, come across this line, 8 inches. Then I'm going to add my dart allowance, that's 1 inch. This is 9 inches, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 inch all the way to the side for ease. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect this using a straight line. Then after that, I'm going to connect this one with a curve. So next thing I'm going to do is to come up here by 2 inches from this line in order to make a nice curve over there. So right from here, I'm going to connect it over to this very spot using a very nice curve. You could go ahead and connect this using a straight line. So this is it about the front and the back pattern. You could go ahead and cut out the pattern paper and it's ready. So after cutting the back panel, this is how it should look like. Then this is the front part. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this slanty line here. Then I'll also go ahead and cut out the pockets. And create the pocket. So I have another pattern here that I'll be using for the pocket. So the measurement we are using is 14 inches by, okay, the length, okay, I normally use 12 inches, but 11 inches is okay. So I'm going to mark 11 inches for my pocket, though it won't be very deep, but if you want yours very deep, just go ahead and do what works for you. 11 inches. Then the width is 7 inches because it's on fold. That's total of 14 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and make a curve here. You can leave it a straight line, or you can go ahead and make a curve just like you see me doing. So after making the curve, the next thing I'm going to do is to put it inside, just like this. This part that is closed will have to be inside. Then pin it. Make sure to pin. Then you're going to draft out the, okay, it should just come out a bit. Because this place is slanty and you want to get that slant on your pocket, then you trace this one out. Remember that it's on fold. So when you trace this one out, then you go ahead and cut out the first piece. Cut it out. Then the other pattern that you cut out from the front panel, place it back there. And trace out the line. So after tracing out the line, you go ahead and cut. So this is the pattern we are using for the pocket. So let me go ahead and cut out my fabric. So after cutting out my fabric, this is how it looks like. I have half an inch all the way round, except by the hem, which I have like 1 inch for hemming. So I have that for both the front piece and for the back piece. Then for my pocket, I also went ahead and cut out. Then I have my band here. I will be using 3 inches, or rather 3.5 inches by 36 inches.